did you meet Will Smith? All right. I want to bring this up. Now, even though they played last night, I got to go back to last week. We were supposed to do this yesterday, but got sideswiped by U of M News. Liberty Bibberty. Their game last week, the first play of the game, it was shades of the Super Bowl with Thurman Thomas. I can't find my helmet. Liberty's team is on the field. 1st and 10, opening kickoff, the whole bit. Their quarterback, Caton Salter, cannot find his helmet. Finally finds it with like 8 on the clock. Sprints on the field. They attempt to run a play. It ends in an interception. Jamie Chadwell, you don't need God to tell you to take a timeout. Rico, how do you allow that to happen from the sidelines?
You don't. That's a fireable offense. Just time. You know what? First of all, son, how come you don't have your helmet? This goes with Notre Dame and not having the 11th guy on the field.
Correct.
What in the world are you doing on the sideline that before the game you lost your helmet? And as a coach, you don't want to use your first time out, but maybe you just do.
I take you to America's military, and while Navy loves this great country and loves freedom, they don't like you the better. Playing Air Force in a scintillating 17-0 game, Navy decides to score late. One problem. Instead of kicking the extra point, and everyone who bet that game would have won by them losing 17-7, the spread went off anywhere from 10.5 to 11.5, depending when you bet. Navy went for 2, because we all know you go for 2 to go down, checks notes, 9 points. They don't get it. They lose by 11. A vast majority of America who bet that game lost. Rico, should people be able to invoice the Naval Academy? Shout out Corporal Stallions.
Yep, you should. And while you're at it, I still want to go to Patrick Mahomes for losing me money when he just slid and didn't want to score a touchdown.
Note number 3 from the weekend. I'm being passed a note. Dan Enos, kindly leave. How is it possible that everywhere Dan Enos has gone as an offensive coordinator, he has made that team objectively worse? Arkansas losing 7-3 at home. How is that possible?
Honestly, I wonder how many of those notes Enos has kept, because it seems like that's how his tenure ends at every college. Hey, Dan, you may want to come to the principal's office. You're not going to be here. But you know what? He'll find another job. He is the poor man's version of Lane Kiffin.
Shout out Birdman. We're talking disrespect with a K. Tony Elliott, you've got the biggest program win in the last arguably 10 years of Virginia football. You just beat North Carolina. Are you going to Disneyland? I wouldn't know. Your post-game interview was cut off as the CW immediately went to Tim the Toolman Taylor. It's tool time. Tony Elliott didn't get his moment in the sun. It went straight to a sitcom. You know your TV deal sucks when
you get bumped by Tim the Tool Man. Yeah, we make fun of the whole Les Moonves and the Big Ten Network. At least they understand. This was a big... No. We're going to stick with this. We're going to go with this. The sponsors have already paid for Tim, Tool Time Tim. Yeah, that's low rent right there. That's group of 5 TV package.
It might be time to hit the coaching portal.
Yeah.
I'd like America to meet Avery Johnson. No, not the
David Robinson, Avery Johnson.
You know, funny note. Avery Johnson was 2 seats down for me at Saratoga this summer.
Really?
Huge horse gambler.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Did not know that. When did you meet Avery Johnson?
When did you meet Avery? I didn't meet him. I just saw him. I mean,
you saw Avery?
Hey, coach.
When did you meet Avery?
Yeah, I'm not that guy. All right.
You didn't meet Avery.
Avery Johnson is Kansas State's new nightmare. They are now splitting reps at quarterback, and this kid comes in, and all he does is gain 15 yards a carry. Mm-hmm. They are splitting time between Will Howard and this kid, and now K-State, who was dead and buried a few weeks ago, they look like a legitimate threat in the Big 12. I encourage you to try to catch some of their game. Avery Johnson is awesome.
So this is their resurgence, because I was like, I thought Kansas State was done.
Oh, they're back.
Oh.
I do want to offer you something that I think is done. I give you Caleb Williams. Guys, I don't know if anyone's paying attention, but Caleb Williams' body language suggests a level of don't give a F. It's remarkable. Last weekend, losing to Utah, eating gummy worms on the sideline, lounging down in his seat like this. And I'm going, are you going to support your teammates at all? Are you in this at all?
Mike, tell me, why should Caleb finish out the season? You can't win the national title. You're not going to win the Heisman Trophy. If you're Caleb, the only thing that can happen to you is getting injured. I'm waiting for the opt-out of he's just saying, I'm done. I'll just be taping Wendy commercials. I'm done for the year.
And I give you Rico's college football in 2023. I want to tell you about a story about a pig farmer and good vibes. If you want to know the measure of a coach, show me what they do on the road. Show me what they do when they're injured. I give you Kyle Whittingham. Utah goes on the road with a kid who started the year working at Lowe's to pay his tuition, who's a pig farmer.
They got a Heisman Trophy candidate. We got a pig farmer.
Right, this Bryson Brown kid. He's their third-string quarterback. He's won the job. They got a converted strong safety at running back because all the other running backs are dead. And all they did was not only go to town and beat USC, they did it by driving the field late to win it after you thought they were dead. This kid is why I love college football. The Caleb stuff and the opt-outs and the nonsense, can't do it. There's still a slice of this that I love.
But you have to remember, Mike, Caleb is the 1%. And it's the 1% in anything, whether college football or whatever. It takes away the joy. Caleb is about the money. He's about his future. He wants a piece of an NFL team that he goes to. This kid, it's the stuff that movies are made of.
I know.
The pig farmer. I just came up from nothing. It's the stuff you make fun of Brock Purdy, but it's that type of a story where did this guy come from? And all of a sudden, he seems to be good.
Until he's not. I want to bring up Dabo Sweeney. You know, Dabo had said maybe we need to start losing a few more games, thin out the herd, thin out the bandwagon. One problem. You're the one who has a sign in your practice facility that says best is the standard. Dabo Sweeney threw Cade Klubnik under a bus, then got in the bus and drove it back over him. He basically just said, nope, wasn't an RPO. It was a straight handoff, and my quarterback's a ding-dong. They lose to Miami in stunning fashion. Dabo's hitting his five-star quarterback with a bus. I'm being serious with you now. What are we talking about a year from now with Dabo and Clemson? Is it ultimate hot seat? Mm-hmm. Is he there?
Oh, no, I think you're going to be getting the same talk that you're getting at A&M with Jimbo. What's the buyout? How can we get rid of him? I mean, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you. This Clemson thing, it was over a few years ago. It's just now starting to catch up. You're not hitting the portal. You're not playing modern-day college football. And, oh, by the way, you're now losing. So, yes, I expect they're going to treat him the way they do Dabo, where you're going to hear people talking about how much will it take to buy him out, and does anybody want to coach?
Got it.
We'll drive him to you.
And ready? You were right. And that is your weekend report.